you have to tell me. Who did do your jazz? No, not lie. No, don't let us lie. Yeah, we're brothers. Yeah.
Talking about Babalawo and jazz.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
So, if I am left to count the funniest guys in the industry, if you give me the opportunity to name 1 to 20, I won't even put AY.
Yeah. So it was your rejection from Night of 1,000 Laughs that led you to
exactly the Champions League.
No, not Champions. That's like not playing the Champions League.
Oh, you followed my interviews then.
I'm your guy. I'm your guy.
AY Live, there's this performance. It was not good at all. Every time they do something to me, something happens. They do something to me, something happens. So I'm the one looking for them not to do something to me.
The one that can't do something.
Yeah. But I still face that level of animosity, rejection here and there. I would have been dead because there's no way I would have gotten these people to say, okay, if you think I did something bad to you, forgive me, let's move on. Then you will just leave me in that pit. You know, it's really, really, really painful to just wake up and friends becomes enemies. It's painful. See, my older brother practically called me like a witch or witchcraft, so to speak.
Who did?
As I'm here now as AY, if I have to go to my grave, not sitting with any of these guys to say hello, hi, I'll be happy.
AY, you know we were at this wonderful show last night, and let me tell you that is the most laughter. That is the most. I laughed so much that I'm not exaggerating now. On 2 occasions, I had to get up and go outside. The director will tell you I had to get up and go outside to catch. I had a headache. My throat was aching. My stomach was aching. It was such a wonderful show. And you know, at that point, you occurred to me. I said, "This is what AY does." AY, so your typical comedian is thinking of doing a show. So he is thinking, how can I be funny? How can I make sure that I am funny throughout? But when you are thinking of doing a show, you're thinking, how can we be funny? It seems you're thinking more of the audience's point of view than your point of view. Am I correct?
Yeah. I mean, that automatically makes me an organizer. And for me, it forms the concept of show business. There must be something to show for the business to come. So that's why they call it showbiz. And then it's always about the audience. Always about the audience. And first things first, you also need to put your craft in place. So it's a completely different ball game when you have to be the comedian, you have to be the organizer, you have to be the one making things work all at the same time, and then you get on stage and also try to make the people laugh. And I've had a series of backlash when some people like, you concentrated so much in putting the show together and you forgot yourself. You see that I'm coming on stage, the voice is gone, or I'm not being able to get myself to take them to the height of laughter like I would, want to. But as we started growing, progressing in the business, and we started delegating duties as well, getting some people to come in on board to support. So enough time to go do your thing, and then you come on stage and just make the people laugh. And last night was awesome. For a comedian, somebody who really controlled our industry at the time back home, to say to me here that you will laugh. So just imagine what would have happened to a number of people who are not comedians.
Yeah.
So they all was agog last night.
Do you know how long you were on stage for last night? Do you know when you were doing your set?
I didn't even time myself.
Okay, I timed you.
Just going off.
So I timed you. It's one of my things. I like to time comedians. You were on stage for between 45 and 50 minutes.
Oh wow.
Adding the time you were talking to the DJ. And those minutes were some of my best moments of the show.
Oh wow.
It was fire. And so I'm there having fun. I'm there whooping. In fact, if you paid attention, there was some laughter coming to your left side, coming from the left side of the stage. That was my table.
Are you kidding me now?
We're cracking up and all of that. And then the guy beside me said to the girl beside him, he said, AY, don't vex. He said, AY, don't vex. AY is annoyed. And so maybe he didn't think I was listening, or maybe he didn't care. He now continued to explain to the girl, who might have been his date, that it seems when you release your Netflix special, there was some people said there was some backlash, it wasn't funny and all of that. So this is your revenge or response. And so I'm thinking to myself but that cannot be possible, that you can have those sentiments, because you are arguably the most successful comedian in Nigeria. Now we can argue that. Somebody can bring an argument and say, no, it is this person, it is that person. But as far as I'm concerned, that doesn't matter, because as long as you are even in the conversation of most successful, you have already won. So you are arguably the most successful. And if anybody doubted, you got this National Merit Award. First of all, that was M.F.R.
Yep.
Wait. So first, congratulations.
Thank you very much, my brother.
As far as I know, you are the only one. Is there any other person?
No, none in our own industry, no.
Take first.
Thank you.
So,
I appreciate it.
You are the only one. So if anybody doubts, I don't know what the metrics are for measuring success, but you are the only one with the National Merit Award. So here you are. So I'm thinking when the guy was saying that AY, I'm sure he doesn't care that maybe somebody says he's not the funniest, or no, what does that matter? Because I know the guys, some guys who are supposed to be funny, who will gladly give away all their funny just to be half as successful as you are. So that guy was wrong, right? It doesn't matter to you, does it?
No, but it matters. It matters. I'll tell you why it matters. Sometimes we need this feedback. It helps us improve. It's like people have their good days and bad days in different businesses. Even in the game of football, the day you expect Okocha to save the Super Eagles.
I used to always say that as a comedian, that it's not even every day that Messi plays well.
Yeah. Not every day. So when that happens, it's just a good enough reason for you to go back to, the drawing board, look at what did I do wrong, what did I not do right, re-strategize, look for another opportunity. And that's what keeps some of us in business. As a matter of fact, if it's not funny in quote, people won't come out to see him. If he's doing his show, it's going to be all by himself. And talking about the Netflix special, it's also the very first that will come from our own country to get on that platform.
The global platform.
Yes.
Because there have been others that have been localized.
Yes.
This was
my friend Sheyi Brown did one, I think 2 years ago or thereabout. So it was the first time that it will, go round, and I was excited about it. I was happy about it, and the ratings from Netflix was also good by the report they gave to me. Now, the problem with our own audience is they don't understand the concept of you doing your special. Now, what is the idea of you doing your special? It's you putting all that material that you have over the years putting it together. It's like documenting it for the rest of the world to see. Now, because you are used to this material, you're used to all these jokes. Oh, I don't hear this one before. Oh, I've heard that before. So to you, this is not funny. But to the international audience, who is having the opportunity to see it for the first time, it's outrightly funny. It's something that they love because it's new to them. They haven't seen me. I'm sending something, to a global audience now. And I wanted them to savor the beauty of what I have built over time. So if you were to do a special, you can write material, you can write jokes that, will be new and what have you that people can relate with. But if you go into your archive, those things that made you become Teju Babyface, you grab them for the purpose of documentary and you put it there so that posterity will see it. Your children's children will see it. It's something that people who don't understand it should not talk, be negative about.
Awesome. So, brother to brother, I want to ask you, please, you have to tell me. Who they do your jazz? No, not lie. No, don't let us lie. Yeah, we're brothers. Yeah. Who is your medicine man? Who is your shaman? And this is why I ask. See, the AY show, the concert, whether in Nigeria, whether in America, wherever, you have this knack for bringing people back. I will give you a very practical example. I have a friend who is well read, who was one of the most brilliant guys in our class in school, right now he's doing very well in the banking industry. He's a big boy. So this is not a guy that you can snow or you can, you can pull the wool over his eyes. This is a well-read guy. And so he said to me several years ago, they went to AY show, Eko Hotel, for the first time. And he came back and he called me that night, complaining not about the show itself. The show was fun, but complaining about the logistics, the traffic, their table. Before they could find their table, they had to drive some people off their table and all of that, too many people, and how he's never going back. Great. So I said, no problem. We do these things. I apologize, right? He goes. The next year, it's as if he had completely forgotten that last year he called me to complain. The same complaint this year. They went, their table, that. I said, but you said last year that you are never going back. He said, well, his wife just said they should go. He said, but this time he's not going back. I said, no problem. The next year, he didn't even call me. I was at the show and saw him at the show. I said, I thought you said you are never coming back. By that time, he had begun to feel embarrassed and abashed, and he said, well, it's getting better now and all of that. My point is, how is it that people keep coming back to the show? Those who love it, those who complain, those who claim they don't love it. Somehow, when it's time for AY show, everybody heads to Eko Hotel. So who is the medicine man? How do you do that?
Well, the Baba is You really want to know the Baba?
Yeah.
Okay, start touching your finger, keep doing like this.
Mark, you doing like this.
Not see yourself. Well, if you had given me the opportunity to know this person, as at the time this happened, I would have practically gone to him and apologized, because I suffered, the brand suffered that at the earlier stage. People, were really, really in love with the brand from the very beginning, and they're still very much in love with the brand. And the only way we can keep it going is not to lose them. And for him to have come back maybe for the second or third time, probably still with us.
Oh no, he's definitely still with you.
So
now he actually buys about 3 or 4 tables.
Oh my goodness.
When he comes in now.
Yeah. So, but like he said, it's better now. I talked about structure. Sometimes you're given an opportunity, or you have something that is bigger than you. It's bigger than you. Your talent is there to make it happen, but it's bigger than you. And that's where you need people. That's where you need to have a proper structure. So for me to find a way to build that structure was very, very important. And I'm very sure nobody is complaining. I'm talking about Babalawo and jazz. I will give it to consistency. I've been very, very consistent, and I also love to, make every other year better than the previous one. And by the time you set that, in motion, by the time you keep on doing that, people begin to relate with what you're doing. And the vibe is usually different. I infuse a lot of tonic, different. I mean, you can see this year you might come, you'll see a stage drama. This year you can come, you can see why relating to trending situations in town and put it into the show in a way that will make people laugh. And you see the upcoming comedians whose talents are raw as well, and then the platform gives them inroads into having the opportunity to get on the big stage, and people are able to enjoy them. I want to see them again. It's usually a combination. The AY Live brand is not just about AY. That's the difference with other brands. The reason we had to do the Netflix special and the rest is just to make some people keep quiet, like, okay, oh, come on, we can stand and do this. But then we are saying this is what we want to do. Like we did Atlanta now. You were recording 45 minutes. They came and practically said, this is 1 hour, 15 minutes. You need to stop. Other comedians are backstage. We know it's AY Live and all that. But then, like you said, people were talking too much. So there was the need for me. Do you know what it means? Sometimes you just go, you read on the blogs and all that, you're going through comments. I don't find this guy funny. I don't. And then
I always wonder, when you read those things, do you feel like I feel that when these people write these things, do they not know that we have feelings? Is it that these people are immature or these people are wicked? Do you not realize that we have feelings, that we're people?
Even beyond realization is also part of life, whether we like it or not. We may not be foolish enough to just go public, but somewhere inside of us there are things that we don't like, and then we'll find a way how that person can improve or do better. To me, I say, I like this music. Oh, this new album from this person, I don't think I'm feeling it. But I won't put it out there. I won't go on any blog.
Yeah, you might tell your wife, you might tell your guy, so you share it. But this idea of putting it out there.
Yeah, so you have your idea, you just want this guy to, they know that we read these comments. So they just want you to know that, okay, someone will say, I can't even stand him. But the funny thing is that these things put together in a way beyond depression, like they would want it to be for the talent. It's like a propelling factor. I read it, I see it, I'll be like, okay, you have some work to do. You need to improve on yourself, and you need to do better. And one thing I also tell people, if I am left to count the funniest guys in the industry, if you give me the opportunity to name 1 to 20, I won't even put AY.
You won't even put yourself?
I won't put myself. 1 to 20, I won't put myself. And I want people to also understand that my not putting myself does not mean that somebody is not putting me where they think I am.
That's good. That's good. That's good. The fact that I didn't put myself does not mean somebody else is not putting me.
Good. So what that means is that, just let's take the Premier League for example. You have the big club. This is Arsenal, this is Man U, this is Man City, and it's a league table. But go to the stadium every week when these clubs play, you will still see their fans.
Yeah, you see the fans of the clubs in the bottom half of not even the Premier League.
Yes.
In the Championship, the lower league.
You see their fans come out. So that's what most of these people don't know. No matter how you think of this individual, he's got his fan base. They will always come out for him. They find him funny, and that's what's important, and that's what counts for me as AY, and that's what's keeping me in the business.
This thing you've said is one of the most profound pieces of wisdom that I have ever heard. And it was only an older person that said that to me years before. He said, no matter how bad it is for an entertainer, he said that's why I like your business. He said when it's even bad for an entertainer, he will still have his fan base.
Yeah.
No matter how bad it gets. That's awesome wisdom. And so here's the thing. If you list 20 comedians and you don't even put yourself there for whatever reason, but you're the most successful, so apparently it takes more than talent.
No, talent is not enough.
Talent is not enough. Right?
not
So
enough.
what else does it take beyond the talent? Because as you and I know, without mentioning names, you and I know some really funny cats
Yeah.
who can wipe
Old cats.
old cats who can wipe the floor with both of us on guys who will crack jokes and would have to run out like I did yesterday because we can't hold it anymore. But these guys are not essentially the most visible or the funniest, as it were. So what is that thing beyond talent?
Beyond talent is you also understanding the business. Like I said before now, the concept of show business is for you to have something to show for the business to come. Yes.
You have to have something to show.
You have,
For the
show
business.
show, then business will follow.
Okay, great.
So I understand the business. I understand the business. I understand the package that is necessary to pull the people out. I understand it. And my saying I understand it, I cannot say that I am a master, in all of it put together. There are other people who are also doing stuff. But one other thing that I also know that I don't understand is a level of grace that that pushes the AY brand. Sometimes I think the way people think. I sit back there. You sure say you don't do juju at any point in time?
I mean, like I asked you just now. So you have a medicine man somewhere.
Yeah. You sure? Because I enjoy grace, but more importantly, I put in the work. I don't sleep. Many a times 24 hours is not even enough for me. Okay, today I am doing this interview. If you relate very well, I have 3-4 other things to do on this same day. This is a guy who just got off the stage last night, who just got off the stage the night before in Atlanta. He's going to pack his bag again. He's going to. So I put in the work. And as a matter of fact, let me not say too much. I study the people. I usually seek for what they want. I do my surveys, I do my research, and I follow suit in line with what they want. And I do that in every aspect of my business, even in movie making. I do that as well. Someone said, okay, what was the idea behind 30 Days in Atlanta? I looked at the scene and I noticed that, okay, Nollywood is growing. Nollywood, people love what we do, and then we're just growing. But nobody has really put that kind of investment, put money, put class, I say, okay, how about if we do something? How about if I find myself in another world? How do you think Nigerians would love to see? Then I did a research. Coming to America did that. And I did a movie titled Coming to America. The actor has to find himself in another world. And it was highly successful. So research confirmed how successful it was. And I said, why not? You can follow. So from learning, from studying, I said, okay, let me do that. And 30 Days in Atlanta did not only made me money, also entered the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yes.
At the time. So it's the research. And sometimes when you're researching, people don't even understand how we even do it. If you what doesn't come into America, which was like a case study for me, you will see similar scenes in 30 Days in Atlanta without knowing. Okay, like Lisa, the dad running a restaurant, RMD having a daughter running a restaurant. I was infusing stuff
from that
creatively in a way that you won't stress it. If I'm not saying it to you now, you won't understand it. And if you see most of my films, you will have traces. A trip to Jamaica, that's how Stella got her groove back.
I thought so. I actually thought so.
One way or the other, you see me infusing, because research had confirmed that when they did it, they succeeded. when they did it, it worked. So how do you remodel it?
So you're not trying to
How do
reinvent
you-
the wheel here.
you know,
You're
so-
following proven paths
Yes.
for success.
And then you now infuse your own creativity into all of this. That's the result people see. That's the jazz, nothing more.
Awesome. So this thing that you have, so you came on stage yesterday and you said something that it struck me, stayed with me. You said, so you came, you danced and all of that, the audience is going crazy. Then you paused a minute and you laughed and you shook your head. Say, packaging not will kill me. so I'm thinking, this packaging that you have, you realize that it's a gift, right?
Oh, it is. It is a gift.
It is a gift. And I think, look, so I'm wondering, is this a gift that you honed in your years of doing the Miss Delta State University thing? Because you see, that's the thing you were doing. Because when we met initially was when Basket Mouth and I were serving under Ali. And so we would sleep in his house off and on. And then you would come from Delsu once in a while to get Ali Baba to go back with you.
Yeah.
To Delsu. I mean, so you were a guy, you were a friend, but you were the show promoter, the show organizer. You were the comedian. I mean, you did that for several years. And then at some point, you made the switch into comedy. So would you say it was all these years of doing those shows in Delsu, which were breakthrough, by the way, bringing Ali Baba to Delsu
Yeah.
back then was, I mean, I don't even know how to quantify. It's probably like bringing maybe Kevin Hart to Nigeria right now.
Concept of showbiz.
Yeah.
Show. The business
So was
of
that
show.
when you honed your craft?
Yes, I mean, I started with the campus beauty pageant, and I also organized the campus awards. So all of that put together molded me to believing that at some point in time in life I was going to go into event packaging and putting events together. And at the time too, I was just an MC. I was just doing, MC or campus event. And you just throw one or two jokes. And so, but when I came to Lagos and I started working with Ali Baba as his personal assistant, and then he was running a comedy club. So I just walked up to Bros one day. Bros, I could do some of this as well. And that was how I started doing that. And there was not the need to say, okay, maybe you should do your own thing one way or the other. But that wasn't the calling at the time. I'll tell you what happened. Now, I had this opportunity to go with the master, Ali Baba, for Night of 1,000 Love. Okay. And the night before, I'd performed at Basket's Laughs and Jams.
Yes, Fantasyland.
Fantasyland.
Ikoyi.
So I performed and I was able to stir up the audience real bad. So I could save Anomo Baba, the rest. They were telling Ali Baba in Abuja, man, what AY? This guy with your big bros, this guy bad though. So they were the ones marketing me another. And bros, the kind of spirit, which means we go give her a mic. You go, that thing where you do, he go do it here today another. Yeah. But it did not inform Upper Williams, the owner of the show. So Upper just saw me on stage with Mike, and the man was like, what's it? He was trying to, but because it was just an opportunity for me at the time to prove myself. I ignored him, signaling me, and what have you like. He didn't know how I got on stage. So I went on, and then the minute he started saying the
audience reaction, the response.
And then I did the Crystal Coaching stuff. He turned another and signaled me, like gave me the thumbs up, go on. And so, usually they do 2 shows.
Yes.
So the next show, he was the one who came backstage. Where that guy? I don't like this tempo. Come go. That thing what you do for first show, go do it again. And that was it. That was how I gained inroad into doing into stand-up.
Yes.
Proper. Now, the same opportunity that I got to get into Night of 1,000 Love was now what made me form my own church, in quotes. Let me explain. Now, they said I repeated some jokes. I haven't done Night of 1,000 Love back to back for years. Okay. So I didn't get a call up to go to Port Harcourt. And they said I repeated some jokes and what have you, when we were in Lagos, not did the same joke in Abuja. So I didn't get a call up to go. So I was feeling very, very bad. And then suddenly I realized that Okay. And do you know how painful it was? I was training some boys under me at the time. Sheilo, Elenu. They were leaving my house, packing their bags, going for the call-up. Like when you go for...
they were staying with
stay
you.
with me.
And they were getting
So they got the call-up.
the mobilization.
Yeah.
And you,
So
the boss, you were getting nothing.
I didn't make it. So that was where, with that teary eyes, I was like, okay. I brought out my, this big laptop, this desktop that bros gave me from way back, that computer with big back.
Okay.
So I just put it on. I started putting proposal together. Maybe AY Life. Maybe I can do. So I started planning how to build my own brand, and that's what we're saying today.
Really?
So I'm happy that happened. I probably would just be honoring the call-ups day in, day out. So it was just a signal that, okay, if you're not going to get this call anymore, you can as well do your thing.
Yeah. So it was your rejection from Night of 1,000 Laughs that led you to...
Exactly.
We have a similar story that way. You even got several call-ups. After my first Night of 1,000 Laughs, I never got a call-up again for 7 years. And as you and I know, back in those days, if you are not on Night of 1,000 Laughs, your career is dead.
Forget it. The Champions League.
No, not Champions. That's like not playing the Champions League. So I understand that thing you're talking about. So that's what gave the fire to AY Life at the Muson Center.
Yes.
The first time.
The first one.
Well, I seem to remember you the first time in that Sele get up, doing all of that. I think Sheyi Brown was on stage acting and all of that. And from there, it just took off.
Àti lọ àti bọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́ Olúwa bí mo ṣe kú.